Good morning, YouTubers. First week of March in Denver, Colorado. Saturday morning for the breakfast for the Colorado BMW motorcycle dudes. So, looks like we're going to have snow today. Before we get started, in the comments section, please put down what you want to hear about, what you want me to research, any kind of that good stuff if I'm capable of doing it. I'd be glad to do that for you. So when it comes to camping, adventure touring kind of stuff, food, survival type prepping stuff, I'm your guy. I'm the dude. Over here to my right is a Conoco and a Shell. I've done a previous blog on the two most expensive gas stations in Denver, Colorado. And it's funny how two different corporations have the same price and are both expensive. Orientals own them both. But yeah, they're 25-30 cents more than anybody else in town. Half the price. You go down this street here and hang a right, there's a Safeway with a gas station. You can save a lot of money. It's about 7:16 in the morning. We're registering 30 degrees outside on the bike. We are going to be getting some snow later on this evening. But setting that aside, that's it. So today's discussion, navigation, communications on the BMW with the TFT display, with the built-in Bluetoothing and Wi-Fi-ing and all that kind of good stuff. Plus, in addition, I have the Navigator 6. GPS on the bike. So let's address what our TFT display on this bike does. We can get turn by turn on it, but you have to have your iPhone or Android hooked up to the system to get that through the display. So you're relying on the app to get turn by turn on your display. Now when you're hooked up to your display and you have the software on the phone hooked up, you do get a speedometer, like a little speed meter on your TFT display showing you what the posted speed limit is and then how fast your bike is going. So, which is kind of cool. So that's that as far as that goes. Now, if you have the Navigator GPS on your system, it's like one or the other. You can't kind of be connected. So you kind of can listen to your music on the phone. Pairing can be difficult between the helmets and all that kind of good stuff. So, but the Navigator does have MPEG or Tunes player built in, so you can download all your music and work off of the GPS module, the Navigator, and play your music. So one or the other. Now, for instance, I'm listening right now. I have country western playing on my helmet. I don't think you can hear it on my mic because my GoPro is wired separately with a microphone built in. So basically I got two microphones in the helmet, one for the comm system and then one for the GoPro. Now there is a capability of the Seneca or linking into the GoPro and using that through your helmet. I'm not too eager about that, to have separate audio tracks. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, let us put it that way. I've heard some other guys use it. So that's it. So back to navigation. So you're out in the middle of the Gobi Desert and you lose your iPhone. Well, you're hosed as far as hooking up and get your turn by turn. But in the Gobi Desert, you don't need turn by turn. In a city, you could use it. Going back to the Navigator, the bad thing is, here's your $800 Navigator. You cannot put GPS coordinates directly in the Navigator. You kind of have to backwards it through your phone for the GPS to get its coordination in place through the map system. So again, if you lose Wi-Fi or you're in the middle of nowhere and you lose your phone and you're relying on your GPS to get you through, you're hosed. Now remember, like other GPS units, if you're in a narrow valley or a riverbed area with tall cliffs around you, that GPS is not going to pick up anything, so you got to be aware about that. So it's always best, if you're going to be going off grid in the middle of nowhere, to have an independent GPS system. Now there are some global positioning help systems like Spot that you can use in the event you get in trouble, which uses some different communications techniques with satellites that aren't as narrow banded as a GPS is, to bail your butt out. There are subscription plans, and there's also one that you can use for free, but it's a do or die. Not I have a flat tire. It's you got to be on the brig of disaster before you can activate it in order to be free. Otherwise you get to pay for the search crews and all that stuff to bail you out. So some things to think about. So there's the Rockies in front of us. That overcast is coming in. Bike is now registering 28 degrees. Got the electric hand warmers on, got the vest on, got the electric heating pants on, got the electric socks on, and went a little light on my shirt sleeve, so I'm feeling a little bit of the cold on my arms, but my heated grips are on, in addition to my liners. Really need the liners for an old guy like me, 66. We just don't got the circulation, I guess, in the old fingertips or any other tips as far as that goes. So for those who are tuning in for the first time, this is Barrett's stuff. Again, feel free to subscribe. I just broke 100 subscribers last week. I'm on the high rolling side. And summer's lined up, so I will be hosting for the club a camp out ride up by Grant. And then I'm also going to do a barbecue and fair play ride for Saturday morning. So one's going to be a Saturday night camp over. We'll be taking the bikes off trail up in the dirt for an overnight stay, which would be kind of fun. And for those that haven't heard it before, I'm now heading to Morrison, which is our Saturday morning for the Colorado chapter of BMW group. We meet every Saturday morning, rain, shine, sleet, or snow, for breakfast. And it starts at 8 o'clock. Normally takes me about a half hour-ish to get there. So that's it. So, back to the TFT music display, running your music kind of stuff. Now, if you're running your iPhone, which I'm using, or Android, and you have, like, let's say Pandora, as we all know, going off from city to city, you lose cell phone communication, so Pandora becomes useless. Well, Pandora does have what's called an offline mode. You got to pay like $4 or $5 a month for it, and it will store some tunes on the phone, and it'll get you through those weak spots. So it'll switch back and forth for your music. Otherwise, you got to load up the phone and go away. Now back to navigation. The BMW has an app that will track your daily mileage on it, so when you start the bike up and your phone is on and you're connected to the bike, it's automatically registering to the phone of your trip for the day, which is kind of cool. I'm going to be doing the Tennessee BMW rally in June 6th, 7th, something to that nature, and it is a 1,100 mile trip. So being a 1,100 mile trip, I'm going to do the Iron Butt minimum one, which is 1,000 miles in 24 hours. So I'm going to see how that's going to play out, and keeping track of your time and logging and all that kind of good stuff is very, very important for them to verify you on the ride. So that's kind of a good app. There are other apps that are out there that will also track your time, broadcast your route to your friends and neighbors and all that kind of good stuff. So those are some to check in. Another app that I use in the work truck and on the bike is the WAZEE, W-A-Z-E-E app, which is a real-time app where everybody who has the app is inputting if they see a cop on the road, if there's an accident, there's slow intersection, road closed, anything. When you have the app, you can actively participate, and everybody knows in real time what's going on. If you says there's an object in the road and you get up there and that object in the road's not there more, you can clear it off so it goes bye-bye. If you have a police checkpoint or radar or whatever going on and that cop's not there anymore, you can erase it out so it stays pretty current. So that's a little pretty good app to look into to keep on your bike. The only problem is on the iPhone, you gotta kind of, on the phone on the bike, and you have to kind of just watch the app because you can't really input into it because you're wearing your gloves, and we all know I don't think there's a decent pair of gloves out there or attachments to be able to activate a touch screen on an iPhone at this point in time. So that is that. Let's see, we're 26 degrees, 727. Getting kind of gloomy. Now the mountain ski resorts and everything have been getting slammed all night. So up that way, and I'm heading west right now, so you know, so there's the base. There's what we call Lookout Mountain up there. That's the TV transmission antennas for Denver. When we were in the analog days, that thing used to be just full of antennas. Now that they're digital, they just have a handful of antennas up there. You can drive up there. There's a little park up there. I think I covered Lookout Mountain in another Saturday morning deal, but if I didn't, there's a little repetitive for you. So I'm going to cut this short. Thought it would be longer. I hope you educated you on the Navigator and the TFT display and the communications between the phone and the bike. After the breakfast, I'm going to head to BMW Motorrad up Denver dealership, and I got a hex cam system for the bike, and it took a dump. Stopped working, and then after we find out, they sold me the hex cam for the oil-cooled bike versus the water-cooled, so apparently there's some difference on how it operates. So I blew that out, so hopefully if it's not too cold or snowing. Now when I got on the bike this morning, there was some couple of flakes coming down, so who knows after we get out of breakfast if it's just going to be that way all day. Theoretically, it's not supposed to snow till this evening, but they lie a lot. You know, global warming is a dangerous thing because half the country's freezing out now, but it's global warming. The seal are going to die. Phoenix, Arizona had snow this week. So please, guys, normally average temperature low for Phoenix is like, I think I looked it up, it was like 50-ish or 47 degrees low for, that was for February. But this being March 1st, who knows. So, got my little red camera going there. I'm checking on everything. I had a time date formatting. I made a couple videos and I thought by the dates they were messed up. Then I found out my camera was off on dates, so I thought it wasn't a recording. So this is like my third attempt to do my Saturday morning navigation video. So we got a little bit to go, and so you guys, thanks for listening. Again, in the comment sections, any questions, any research projects for the summer, anything like that, let me know. I will be doing some more. I'm a prepper. I'm more apt. My backpacking and my camping techniques are going to be different than the motorcycle techniques, because you just can't. Like, for instance, I'm a hammock guy. Some of you guys have seen my Hennessy hammock videos. But when you're on a motorcycle going down the roads and the freeways, you may not find too many places with trees or campgrounds on the side of the roads or rest stops or things of that nature. So I got to have a tent. Now, you've seen my bunker review on the bunker tent. That's what I carry on the bike, and that little sucker fits in the case is just perfectly snug, perfect right size for the cases on the, at least on the BMW, probably any other cases. I'm going to be taking the Hennessy hammock to Tennessee. Just strap that on the side just in case I get lucky, and I have some trees to campground in. Otherwise I'll have to be doing it. Now, I did get a folding chair for the bike. I'll do a review on that. It's I got to get some glue for the feet. They got these little plastic things on them and they just fall off, so you think the manufacturer would glue them on so they just don't fall off, but no, it's cheap as cheap as cheap. So I'll be doing a review on my little chair, see how that does. So you guys have a good day, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.